Good morning, class. Today I would like to tell you how to save 40% on your annual grocery bill. Now, we've all seen the price of groceries just keeps going up. Price of fuel goes up, so transportation cost goes up, and the cost increase just gets pushed down to you and me, the consumer. The family budget is getting stretched pretty thin. And placing quality food on the table is getting more difficult each year. So if I told you that there was an easy way to cut down on your grocery bill and to participate in a fun family activity, would you be interested? Well, to do this, I want to introduce you to the dying art of home vegetable canning. I'm going to talk to you first about the equipment that you'll need, and then about how to select and process vegetables, and finally about some of the benefits of canning your own vegetables. Now, with any task that you undertake, you got to have the right equipment. That's the first thing that I'd like to talk to you about, is the equipment you need to can vegetables. According to the Ball Blue Book, you don't need a lot of special knowledge or skills or expensive equipment to home can vegetables. But you do need the most important piece of equipment, the Ball Blue Book. The Ball Blue Book was first published in 1920 and has been in publication every year since. It's published by the Ball Brothers Glass Manufacturing Company of Muncie, Indiana. Everything that I'm going to tell you today can be found in the Ball Blue Book. And you can get a copy of the Ball Blue Book at your local retail store that sells canning supplies, or you can get it at Amazon.com, or if you're like me and have a sister who steals your copy and never returns it, you can download it onto your Kindle Fire at Kindle.com. The next thing that you're going to need is mason jars, also sold at your local retailer. They come with three pieces. The jar itself that has the screwing threads at the top, the screw or ring, and the lid, also known as a seal because it has that rubber edge all the way around that goes on top of the jar to keep your vegetables fresh and sealed. It's the only part that has to be replaced every single time you process a jar. It can only be used to process one time. You're also going to need at least 2 big pots for boiling water. One pot for blanching your vegetables, and the second pot for a boiling bath to process your jars once they have vegetables in them. I'll talk to you about that in just a minute. You also need just a little pan to keep water in, and that way your seals will be in some water and keep moist, ready to use. Now that I've talked to you about the equipment that you'll need, I want to move on and tell you about how to select vegetables and process them. Now, as stated in the Ball Blue Book, home canned vegetables have approximately the same taste and nutritional value as fresh picked out of the garden, cooked on the stove, and served to the table vegetables do. And that's fresh and delicious. When you're selecting vegetables for processing, you only want to select fresh vegetables that have not been processed in any way. At your grocery store, they'll sell them with the vegetables, usually in bins, and you pick them out and you buy them by the pound. A cheaper way is to buy them by the pound at the farmer's market. Even cheaper way is grow them yourself in the garden. $3.50 will buy you enough seeds to grow enough green beans to feed a family for a year. And green beans is my baseline that I'm going to use today because basically all your vegetables are processed the same way, and the small differences they are can be found in the Ball Blue Book. So you bought your green beans and you take them home. On a green bean, you just have to pinch off the ends and you're ready to throw them into the boiling water. You leave them there for 5 minutes. This is called blanching the vegetable. After 5 minutes, you are ready to put them in the jar. And you just scoop them out and you pack that jar just as full as you can. Put your tablespoon of salt, top it off with the water just up to the bottom of the screws. Put your seal on there. Put your screw on there and just make it finger tight, no more. And you're ready to put it into the boiling bath. And that'll hold about 6 jars. Leave it in the boiling bath for 45 minutes. Remove it from the boiling bath and place it on your table to cool. What has happened is while that jar was in the boiling bath, it heated up and started expanding. Now it's cooling and it's contracting, and that metal lid will concave and it'll make a metal pop. And that's how you know it's sealed perfect. The only way you're going to get that seal off that jar is to take the ring off and then pry the lid off with a butter knife. That's how you know they're fresh when you open them. So now that I've talked to you about selecting your vegetables and how to process them, I want to move on and tell you about the benefits of canning your own vegetables. Now, according to Tabitha Alterman, she wrote an article called Putting Food By the Old-Fashioned Way, and it was in Mother Earth News magazine in 2012. She states that a family of 4 can save between 40 and 75% off their annual food bill depending on where they buy their vegetables. Canning your own vegetables is also a fun family activity and a tradition that can be passed down through the years. My family has been doing it for over 200 years and I love it. Also, home canned vegetables taste better and are healthier for you than factory canned vegetables because the law requires them to add preservatives and additives because they're packing them in a steel can. So now that I've told you about some of the benefits of canning your own vegetables, I'd like to review what I've told you today. We talked about the cost of groceries going up and the family budget being stretched, and how canning your own vegetables can be a fun family activity. I've told you about the equipment that you need, how to select and process your vegetables, and the benefits of canning your own vegetables. It is easy to see that canning your own vegetables is good for your family, it's good for your health, and it's good for your budget. Thank you.